Thank you. Your Excellency Janet Kagame, First Lady of Rwanda, Your New Faces, New Voices Chairperson, Grasa Machel, Deputy Governor Central Bank, Dr. Monique Sanzabaganwa, Honorable Ministers, Members of Parliament, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. Thank you for having me here today to discuss a topic of enormous importance to development and of great personal interest to me. The economic advancement of women is crucial to eradicate poverty, extreme poverty, I would say, and boost shared prosperity. Without women, it can't be done. Women's ongoing advancement provides a tremendous business opportunity for the private sector. Leadership by women and men also, such as you, is critical to successfully meet these opportunities and challenges. There are so many familiar faces here, and I always feel at home when I visit Rwanda. One of my favorite, if not the favorite, place apart from my own country, Haiti. For those whom I don't know or don't know IFC, let me say a little bit about the work that we do. IFC is one of the 5 World Bank Group global development institutions. We focus exclusively on providing solutions in private sector development. We aim to see more women playing a role as top corporate executives and entrepreneurs. The private sector is crucial in development, generating growth, income and jobs, providing essential services, and raising living standards. That's why IFC is so keen to work in countries like Rwanda, where you seek to empower the private sector and women in the workforce. IFC is taking the lead when it comes to creating opportunities for women and men as entrepreneurs, employees, consumers, and leaders in the private sector. We pursue our work in a unique model of combining investment and advisory services to enable our partner companies to implement gender-smart strategies, creating both business value and wider development impact. The role of women in the economy is a hot topic, not only in our discussions today. Just last year, Barclays Bank launched its Women in Leadership Total Return Index and exchange-traded notes. The new index will be composed of companies with a female chief executive officer or women making up at least 1/4 of the board of directors. All this reflects and celebrates the rise of women as key drivers for economic growth, but we are at an early stage of this journey. Organizations like New Faces, New Voices provide a platform to advance the role of women by dealing with issues critical to women's lives and financial well-being, by tackling issues like financial and business literacy, access to finance, women in corporate leadership roles. I am encouraged to see that New Faces, New Voices Rwanda chapter seeks to operate as a socially and financially sustainable organization with a dual bottom line of financial returns and a strong social impact for its members. By registering as a public company limited by shares and guarantee, you offer the opportunity to generate financial returns for your members while providing valuable programming to help improve financial inclusion. This unique combination of financially sustainable investments and advisory services has the potential to provide long-term benefits to your members for years to come. You are sending a strong signal to the women of Rwanda and Africa to aim high, and you are helping them achieve their dreams. The importance of women in economic development today, as I was saying earlier, is rarely questioned. Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe put his support behind womenomics, a term asserting that the advancement of women in society improves productivity. Former US Secretary of State Hillary Clinton summarized the link between economic growth and women during the APEC Women and Economy Summit. She said, and I repeat, to achieve the economic expansion we all seek, we need to unlock a vital source of growth that can power our economies in the decades to come. And that vital source of growth is women. These assertions are based on facts. The IMF suggests in its report, Women Work in the Economy, that raising labor participation rates of women to country-specific male levels would have a major impact on growth. In Egypt, for example, it could raise the GDP by 34%, not a small number. In India, 25%, to mention only those two examples. The increase in women's employment in the last decade has added more to global growth than China's economic expansion. And we have heard a lot about China's economic expansion, haven't we? But many challenges remain for women: more equal access to markets, land, information, networks, and positions in the workplace equality. All these issues are critical for women to make economic headway. Shocking statistics bear the impact of the barriers women face. Women-owned enterprises represent 30% of registered business worldwide, but only 10% of women entrepreneurs have access to capital. While globally, the majority of graduates are now women, only 14.6% of Fortune 500 executive officer positions were held by women as of 2013, where we have the latest data I have access to. These barriers restrict women's ability to contribute their full potential to economic growth and prosperity for all. We work hard with our partners to dismantle these barriers. Rwanda offers an encouraging model for Africa and the world. Rwanda is recognized as a world leader in promoting gender equality and offers an encouraging example of how post-conflict countries can seize the reform momentum after conflict to support women empowerment. And I'm not just saying this like that. If we look at example, if you look at, we're talking about members of parliament. The latest data I was looking at as of May 1st, 2015, published, was indicating that if you look at Rwanda, this is the first country in the world in terms of women participation in parliament. In the lower house, 63.8% of the members, 51 out of 80, I hope my data is correct, 51 out of 80 are women. So, I mean, it's the only one in the world that has such a high percentage. And Senate, 10 out of 26, 38.5%. So overall, about 57.5% of members of parliament overall are women, which is by far the highest percentage that you have anywhere in the world. While women entrepreneurs are a significant force in Rwanda's private sector, a long history of inequality takes time to overcome. A few years ago, IFC looked at these issues in Rwanda. We found that women's share of business ownership decreases as the degree of formalization increases. Women-owned businesses have indicated the need for management and technical skills and better access to training facilities to grow their businesses, not to mention, obviously, access to finance. Despite these challenges, the rising impact of women on economic growth is real and is already opening up many opportunities for the private sector. The estimated credit gap of business ventures launched and expanded by women is about $300 billion globally. Just the gap, the financing gap, which is a great opportunity for investors and lenders. Traditionally, many consumer good companies target women as they are estimated to control 2/3 of consumer spending. Actually, some other data indicates that 85% of consumer spending decisions are made by women. I know some men are acting like, you know, the powerful, say, you know at home how that goes. When you go to shopping or wherever, we know who make the decision. No comments. And according to the Harvard Business Review, consumption by women globally is estimated, it's a market globally in terms of consumption, $20 trillion. Therefore, a market bigger than China and India combined. So frankly, it's so clear as a business opportunity that we wonder why we have not taken advantage of it earlier. Anyway, more recently and more encouragingly, companies in other industries, such as financial institutions and mobile operators, are today targeting women. In Africa, we can take about some of those cases. Vodafone in Tanzania, they had a very clear women focus. Equity Bank in multiple East Africa markets, including Rwanda. And I want to congratulate the CEO of Equity Bank here. Indeed, they have done a fantastic job. Congratulations, sir. But companies can be more aggressive in pursuing these opportunities. Despite compelling evidence, companies are only just beginning to respond to this additional market opportunity. Our experience is that there is often little understanding about the needs of the women's market and a lack of gender-specific data that demonstrate these opportunities. And that aspect is very important. If you want to convince people about these opportunities, it's not just because, yes, it makes sense or it's intuitive. We have to come with real data. And women and platforms like New Faces, New Voices, this is one of the things that you may also want to do. Come with data to show, to prove, you know, your achievement and how, you know, about women. Many private sector initiatives targeted at women are carried out as a part of their corporate social responsibility initiatives and not designed on a commercial basis, and as a result, do not achieve the scale and transformational impact they could have. Charity is not what's working. This results in product and marketing strategies that do not effectively cater to the needs of women. Companies must develop gender-specific strategies based on market research and sometimes products. In my experience, this cannot be done successfully without including women in these efforts. How do you want to say, I know better than women what is good for them? As simple as that, that's what we are saying. It doesn't work. IFC has been successful in building a growing business by investing in financial institutions that provide access to capital for women. IFC launched the first ever women's bond program in the world, raising $165 million in 2013 to enhance access of women to capital while raising awareness among investors in the process. Together with Goldman Sachs, we launched the Women Entrepreneur Opportunity Facility in March 2014 with a target size of $600 million. IFC's investment in gender-based financing has grown rapidly, from about $63 million in 2009 to investments in a pipeline of projects worth more than $1 billion today, across more than 20 banks as part of a Banking on Women program. It requires leadership to successfully go after the business opportunities and meet the development challenges. In our experience, this leadership needs to be diverse and it needs to include women. Women are ready to step up if they have the support. IFC's own research shows that companies can increase productivity by 25% when they eliminate discrimination against female workers and managers. The Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT research, confirms that a team's intelligence as a group is higher when it includes women. Gallup confirms that retailers with gender diverse employees experience higher growth in revenues. As IFC, we have taken several successful initiatives to strengthen women leadership in the private sector, both with its partners and clients and in IFC itself. WinVest, Investing in Women, is our global partnership with the private sector on women's employment. The partnership develops innovative approaches and demonstrates best practices to advance working conditions and employment opportunities for women while improving business performance. Our corporate governance team works with clients on improving corporate governance through gender diversity training and strengthening the pipeline of board-ready women in emerging markets. Companies are increasingly viewing women as drivers of business impact and wider economic growth. This is exciting for us as we now have partners that are keen to pioneer new frontiers in developing their business. Our experience across over 100 countries leads us to believe that private sector firms can build business models that benefit from this market opportunity while contributing to social impact. In the financial sector, we have found that women's market has low risks and high returns. Indeed, women are better payers than men, right? This creates a ripple effect for families and communities as women tend to reinvest 90% of their income into their families. Let's focus on capturing the world's rich talent pool and expand shared value by including women in the economy. Women are not asking for a favor. They just want to have their fair share of the pie. They just want to have their fair share of the pie and similar opportunities as men. New Faces, New Voices offers an excellent opportunity for Rwanda to empower women and raise awareness of women's issues. You are off to an auspicious start with the backing of the First Lady, Mrs. Kagame, and Madame Graça Machel, and with the support of so many others who are with us here today. I wish you the very best to make a great success of these new organizations. Thank you.